morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee on this it's not chilly, it's cloudy Tuesday morning. You are joined by Diana Master and Aina Riza Quayo. I think to say the city girls are down would be an understatement.
Yeah, no, not only the city girls, city boys, city lights, city pavements, city everything is down. Everything is down.
This Tuesday she's throwing hands.
Is she?
I know she's throwing hands, Shame.
I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're fine. You're not too bad. You're going on holiday soon, so
just
fine.
1 week. This time, next Tuesday. I'm waking up at 3 p.m.
I wish I could be you. I'm honestly done. Like, I am drained.
Yeah.
I think and now I'm even starting to get sick because that usually happens when I'm fatigued and I'm not listening to my body. My body will be like, you don't want to rest? Okay, fine. We'll give you no choice but to rest. You're
Are you still exercising? Are you still working out?
Honestly, all of last week I didn't.
That's me, like, for the past, I think, 3 weeks in November. I was like, every time I see my alarm to go jogging, I'm like,
Like, all of last week, I think I had things, but then also just that exhaustion. So you have stuff, and then by the time it's time for you to work out, your body is just so
But
tired.
I think that working out really helps with your energy levels.
It does, but then also sometimes, like I remember we had this conversation where I was saying sometimes I just force myself to work out even though I'm tired, and then I find I have a bad workout because like I don't want to do this, I'm not lifting as much as I could lift, I'm not putting in as much effort as I normally would. So for me, as much as people are like, oh, there's no such thing as a bad workout, I believe there is.
Yeah.
And usually when you work out like that, you're at risk of injury. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to rest. I will start this week. But this week came and she's like, hi, Diana. I'm ready to throw hands. And it's like, girl, stop. We just arrived.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we do hope you just grab your cup of Joe, sit back, relax, and enjoy while we entertain you with the freshest of the fresh news. Stick around. We'll be right back.
No, this is a sure thing. Just hold on tight, take my time, ain't got no worries. Yeah, I know this is a sure thing. Just hold on tight, we'll be fine, ain't got no worries. Ain't got no worries, ain't got no worries. Just hold on tight, take my time, ain't got no worries.
In the first of our top stories today, China diner shocked by $60,000 bill for meal after accidentally posting photo of dish ordering QR code online. The woman surnamed Wang said she only wanted to post photos of the dishes from a hot pot restaurant she visited with a friend on November 23rd, but she accidentally included a QR code that was stuck to the table for ordering and paying for meals. While she only posted the photos on her restricted viewing WeChat Moments page, which can only be seen by her contacts in WeChat, that list included a large number of people who began to scan the code. When restaurant staff came to confirm her table's 430,000 yuan order, Wang discovered that people had used the QR code she accidentally posted. Wang deleted her post immediately, but people kept making new orders to their table. She assumed someone had downloaded her photo and continued making orders using the code. According to a screenshot of the order Wang later posted online, people ordered 1,850 portions of fresh duck blood, 2,580 portions of squid, and 9,990 portions of shrimp paste, each priced at a few $. The restaurant did not make Wang pay the bill and moved her to a new table, ignoring all the new orders made via the code. The management said it could neither track down the people who ordered the food nor stop people from continuing to do so. Wang said it was a learning experience and called for increased awareness of information security so people are more careful sharing pictures of their food.
Oh wow! I like the professionalism of
the restaurant.
I love that they didn't make her pay and that they understood where she was coming from. I
Yeah.
don't think any of them are at fault here. I think it's just one of those incidents where, like, things just
gotta be
happen.
careful. You just gotta be- and I think the reason the restaurant also ignored the order was because they were like, we can't possibly make this much food. Because remember, it's also a busy restaurant, there are other orders, and then here comes this one table, they're ordering 1,850 portions of duck, 2,580 portions of squid. They're probably like, no, come on. Yeah. So I'm glad that they actually did go to her and say, okay, listen, there's been an incident, your bill came to 60,000, but imagine you're just sitting there and they tell you your bill came to 60,000 USD and you have to pay.
I would die. Sometimes I don't even have savings. I'm literally eating on that 300. That's all the money I have.
I shame, but people do need to be careful, not just, I mean, I don't want to call it lucky, because we don't have this feature yet in Namibia where people can order via QR code and pay via the QR code. But things like taking pictures of credit cards and whatever, or taking a picture and your card is right there. Just be careful of things like that. Like, just be extra cautious.
All right, moving over to our next story. This woman says, I wash my Christmas tree in my bathtub. Haters say I need therapy. All right, a cleaning influencer has been advised to attend therapy after revealing that she washes her artificial Christmas tree in her bathtub. In a video which has gained over 2 million views on TikTok, shows a squeaky clean content creator known as Rema disassembling her synthetic evergreen piece by piece before placing it in the bathtub. First, Rema gives the confier a preliminary spritz with a pink spray before filling the tub with Dawn dish detergent and water. The TikToker then completes her plastic pine tree power wash by running water over the branches. The final portion of the video shows Rema reassembling the tree in her living room in preparation for decoration and presents. However, the hackhead TikTok tree additionalist telling Rema to forget about cleaning an official tree. Some people have so much time. Some people have so much time. And another TikToker wrote, clean TikTok is getting out of hand.
Yeah,
Do you wash Christmas trees? I know you can wipe it because sometimes it's dust,
yeah,
and then you just wipe and then you decorate, but like washing in a bathtub where like with detergent and like,
honestly, cleaning TikTok gives me anxiety because turns out all these years you're washing your dishes wrong or whatever. It gives you, I would say, borderline OCD.
and then her caption was like, unpopular opinion, you need to clean your Christmas tree.
I agree with cleaning
But
your
not
Christmas
washing
tree,
in the
but
bathtub.
submerging it in a bathtub, doesn't that damage it somehow? Because like some of
And
the PCs,
assembling it piece by
piece by piece, and also the glue, because most of the time you can't wash certain things because that weakens the glue, especially with dishwashing soap. You know, like with press-on nails, to take them off, they say you need to soak your hands in dishwashing liquid, like warm water with dishwashing liquid, because that removes the glue. So naturally, I would assume that damages the Christmas tree as well. But yeah, okay.
Clean TikTok for you.
Clean TikTok is doing the most. You know who I like on Clean TikTok?
Who?
My name is Mbalin Lapo, and I am a housekeeper.
Oh, okay. yeah, I see her.
Now, getting into our next story, Joburg mama checks 11-year-old son's WhatsApp messages to discover he's buying a Rolls Royce. Catfishing can sometimes lead to disastrous consequences. We've seen the TV show and know it always ends in tears. In this case, however, this mercurial little boy got what he wanted thanks to the kindness of a luxury car salesman. In November, ex-user at Yolim Mtitala shared a screenshot of mom's Facebook post asking other parents how many times they check their children's WhatsApp messages. In the post, she said that she discovered that her son, who was 11, had been in a deep conversation with a Daytona sales executive in Melrose Arc about buying a Rolls Royce. And it's not just any Rolls Royce, it's a Phantom Billionaire Edition, an outstanding limited edition of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Little Khamogelo had managed to convince sales executive Grant Babin that he was in the market to purchase the luxury vehicle. In the accompanying screenshots, Khamogelo and Babin messaged each other back and forth, with the 11-year-old even asking for a discount inevitably. Babin invited him to the showroom to check out the car. What followed was every boy's dream come true. Updating her followers, Yolim Titala said Grant invited him to their showroom to view the Phantom Billionaire Edition and also drove him around. A video showing Khamogelo in his element while being chauffeured around drew lots of applause for Babin, making the post go viral.
Where is Khamogelo finding the money to purchase
This Rolls Royce?
Does he have the money, or he just wanted the experience? Like maybe it's a manifestation thing.
Probably. I think he was hoping that he would eventually be invited to come see the car and even maybe test drive the car. I don't know.
Of which he was, Mus. He was.
Yeah,
driven.
he was. His dream came true. But kudos to the sales executive, man. I'm sure he would, because when I saw the messages, I was like, can I possibly get a discount? Because he asked like, how much for the car? And then he got the price. He goes, could I possibly get a discount? And the sales exec said, unfortunately, we don't offer any discounts over the phone, but you are welcome to come to the showroom and check out the car. And so he was driving him around. It was so sweet, man. And even he commented on the post and he said, it's me, I'm the sales executive. I just treat everyone equally. That was beautiful. It was top notch. Kudos to him. All right, that brings us to the end of our top stories. Now, after the break, I talked to Dr. Philip Talavera, who is the director of OYO. We get into that right after this break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
You've probably heard of them. You've probably seen their amazing performances. We are talking about the Ombeja Yehinga organization, better known as OYO, and I am joined today by the director, Dr. Philippe Talavera. How are you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Pleasure.
All right.
It's a raining Monday morning.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful week.
All right, exactly, I receive. All right, so let's get right into it. Can you provide an overview of OYO and how it uses arts to create social awareness among young people in Namibia?
Yeah, I think you said it all. OYO is using art to create social awareness among young people in Namibia. So we use different forms of art. Can be dance, can be movie, can be photographic exhibitions, can be drawings and paintings. And we talk about social issues such as teenage pregnancy, gender-based violence, human rights. But we talk about those social issues in a way that is more artistic and that appeal to your emotion instead of appealing to your intellect.
Awesome. I've seen some of the performances, especially the dance performances. They're so captivating, but they're also very informative and also very emotional. Like you're saying, it does appeal to your softer side. So Namibia has a rich cultural heritage. How does OYO incorporate traditional and contemporary forms of art to address social issues and connect with the diverse youth population in the country?
Oh, that's a tricky one, especially because we don't really use traditional dance. For example, we are more contemporary dance, and it's mostly because our main target audience is teenagers. And you know, teenagers are quite modern, so that respond maybe a little bit better to modern rhythm like hip-hop and modern dance and modern things. So we try to use a medium that will respond to what they know best. But of course, depending on the story we tell, if there is an element that is more traditional, then we will use some element of that tradition. It can be the costumes, for example. So if we have a specific scene that is happening in the north, we will use some costume from the north, or some of the props will be from the north. It really depends on what topic we are working on, and also what is our specific target audience. So for example, even if we have a repertoire on gender-based violence, we don't necessarily have the same costumes if we perform in Kavango or in Oshana or in Karas. We will sort of adapt the costume to the different regions to make it a little bit more specific. Because at the end of the day, we want people to think, okay, that is not just happening to someone else over there, but it is happening here. So we try to play with those elements to make it more realistic and to make it more relatable to people.
To the different cultures as well. Awesome. So all your focus is on social awareness. Can you share specific examples of how your organization has successfully used the arts to address and bring attention to important social issues affecting the Namibian youth?
One example, let me take Kukuri. Kukuri is a movie we did about child marriage. And people, especially in Windhoek, when you talk about child marriage, tend to think it does not exist. You know, it exists in other countries in Africa. Not necessarily in Namibia, it's false. It does exist, especially in the north, especially, for example, in the Kavango region. You still have a lot of girls who are traditionally married at a young age, 14, 15, 16. And when we did this project, Kukuri, we work with people from Kavango, in particular with one dead man in Omega settlement. And we went to interview girls who were 14, 15, 16, who actually were traditionally married. Some of them were already mothers.
Oh no.
And we worked with the community to create the film. And the fact that we really worked with a community that was affected by the issue triggered a lot of discussion with the headman, a lot of discussion with some of the community members, and with the communities around that specific area. And I think we managed to put the issue a little bit more on the agenda of people. That is not just something that is happening in other countries, but that is also happening in Namibia. We had a lot of discussion with schools as well, that instead of closing their eyes, they became a little bit more aware that some of the girls were dropping out of school because of child marriage, and that maybe they do have a role to play as well in either preventing it or at least encouraging the girls to come back to school, even if they were married. So I think that specific project helped putting tricky problem because it's linked to culture, it's linked to tradition, and you know there is this thing, you should not touch culture, you should not touch tradition.
Leave it
but
alone.
What when culture and traditions are actually harmful? You know, should you really keep on?
Should you turn a blind eye?
Exactly. Or should you actually say, look, tradition has to evolve. The world is evolving. So there's some very good things in traditions, and we should keep them, but there's also some negative things, and maybe those negative things, we have to rethink them.
Definitely. That is beautiful, the fact that you are actually attacking and tackling issues that are affecting people. And I mean, not everyone knows what is happening in other parts of our own country.
Exactly.
We are blind to issues that are happening in other regions because if we don't see it, if it's not made public, we don't know about it.
Exactly.
So it's great that this is where OYO comes in to make these issues known and to address these issues. So collaboration, the impact of arts on education is significant. How does OYO integrate its programs into the educational system, and what positive outcomes have you observed in terms of youth awareness and empowerment?
Yeah, don't get me started on that. I think the art, especially the art in the education system, is not given enough importance in Namibia in general. It's a Ministry of Education, Art and Culture, but 99% is education and 1% is art and culture. And even at school, the art and culture are not really given enough importance.
They're not as important.
They are not as important as mathematics or science or English or whatever. And it's wrong, I think. I think we have to encourage young people to be creative. And we have to let young people know that there can also be a career in the creative sector. But how will you think about having a career in the creative sector if you are not exposed to the creative sector as a young child or as a teenager? What we do is when we have our performances, like the dance performances, we try to make them at a very good level so that when people see them, they don't only see the actual social issue, but they also see, oh, there's very good dancers, and I like dancing. Maybe I could also become a dancer. When we do a performance at the National Theatre in Namibia, we always invite schools to come during a matinee, also to expose them to a big theatre, you know, with light and sound and the magic of theatre. And then some people can think, oh, I would like to do lights and I would like to do sound and, you know, this type of things.
Basically opening them up to more opportunities.
Exactly. And I think that is missing. We are fighting to get more of this art integrated into the curriculum, and not just as an afterthought, but as really a part of the curriculum.
That is definitely something that needs to be done, because being someone in the arts myself, it was never considered a career choice. Only now are we starting to open up to the idea of, oh, wait, I could actually get into this, because not every child is studious. Not every child is a math genius or an English genius. You find other children that are more in the creative sector, but they have to stifle that because they're not allowed to express it. No, you can do that as a hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't focus on it.
That's the problem. You can dance as a hobby, but you can't be a dancer.
You can't be a dancer.
Or you can sing as a hobby, but you can't be a musician.
Exactly.
And that's the problem, because actually the art as well takes a lot of work. I mean, if you really want to be an artist, if you want to be a serious dancer, a serious actor, a serious creative, you have to work as hard as a doctor or a lawyer. But it's not always recognized as a doctor or a lawyer can be recognized.
Exactly. It's definitely still looked down upon.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined with Rian from Roundtable 34 here in Windhoek. Thank you so much for joining me in studio.
Morning, Yolanda. Thank you for taking us.
Quickly tell us, what does Roundtable 34 do?
Right, Roundtable 34 is a gentleman's organization. What we mainly do is we have beneficiaries, we have fundraisers, we get a lot of money in, and then we put that money to good use. So we will buy food, clothing, gifts at the end of the year, and then we will disperse it throughout the whole of Namibia to all of the less fortunate people. We will never give money to the people because we know that it will go to the wrong stuff. So,
why is it so important to have an organization just for men to give back to the communities?
Well, it's not about the organization for men. We are strong leaders. It's mainly men from high portfolios in your company, so you've got a big influence, and to network along, and so that we can give our time and effort, and we've got a lot of contacts. And then we've got a sister company called the Ladies Circle, so that's where all the wives go, and they can go and enjoy their tea parties, and they've got a lot of beneficiaries, and sometimes we join hands to do all the good work.
And And that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us today on Smell the Coffee. You can catch us again tomorrow, same time, same place. From Diana Master and Aina Razaqueo, it's all our love, all our light, and adios.